Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the police, at least as Shan Lamond, leaked information when he was a DC police officer to Enrique Tarrio of the Proud Boys. You remember he's Proud Boy leader. And, so we all know what this is. It's one gang, the police, leaking to another gang, the Proud Boys. This is the history of America. These groups have been interacting with each other all this time. And I realize many of you think because you have a different label, it's not a gang. Trust me, it's a gang. These are gangs. So let's get into this story. DC police officer arrested, accused of leaking info to Proud Boys leader. It's a wonder they're even admitting this. This has gone on so much historically, and very few admissions of how the police and these white supremacist groups function as one. So, a DC police lieutenant was arrested Friday after he was accused of telling the leader of the far right Proud Boys that he would be arrested for his actions after a December 2020 pro Trump rally in DC, obstructing the investigation ahead of the January 6, 2021 Capitol insurrection and lying to federal investigators afterwards. Shane Lamond, 24, veteran of the DC police and then the department's head of intelligence, was indicted on one count of obstruction of justice and three counts of making false statements and will be arraigned later Friday in U.S. District Court in Washington, prosecutors said. So he's doing criminal activities and he's a cop. You know, like I said, many of these cops are bigger criminals than the people they apprehend. And you know what their reaction to that? Oh, well, so what? See, this is why you don't get the respect that you think you should get, and you never will get, rightfully so. You can't tell the public to respect the police, and the police are out here committing crimes. It don't work. Lamond, 47, of Stafford, Virginia, was in touch with former Proud Boys chairman Henry Enrique Tarrio, who was arrested on January 4th, 2021, for his part in burning a Black Lives Matter flag stolen from a historic African American church weeks earlier. Tarrio and three other Proud Boy leaders were convicted of seditious conspiracy in the Capitol insurrection earlier this month. His trial, Tarrio's defense argued that his communication with Lamond showed the Proud Boys did not conspire to commit violence and that the group had shared its plans with law enforcement. We know darn well y'all don't be communicating like that. If you were communicating like that, it wouldn't be no cause for an arrest. So that right there tells you they're just trying to clean it up and make it look good, but it's not a good thing. But Tarrio's prosecutors and Friday's indictment cited other messages showing how much Lamond was sharing with Tarrio during the weeks leading up to the attack. Prosecutors alleged at Tarrio's trial that the Proud Boys angered at police deepened when they received advance word that Tarrio would be arrested in Washington and that it would contribute to their planning of violence in opposing federal authority, a key element of their convictions. Mm-mm-mm. Lamond, who was suspended with pay, well, what's that? What we always say, the paid vacation. suspended with pay from the DC Police Department a year ago, could not immediately be reached for comment, suspended with pay, and he was leaking information and lying on police reports. Well, that seems to be standard in America. I realize that's not a big deal in this country. Them folks, the whole society is built on lies, so why wouldn't the police lie too? It all goes hand in hand. So the he has an attorney, and his attorney did not respond for comment on his indictment. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're saying that Lamont's wife had posted on social media that her husband was being criticized for doing his job. Yes, lying and committing crimes is doing his job. So, in a statement in February, his attorney said his client did nothing to aid the January 6th insurrectionists and was only communicating with these individuals because the mission required it. He added that Lamond was instrumental to Tarrio's arrest, and there is no legitimate law enforcement officer who is familiar with the facts of this case who would um, opine otherwise. Well, the indictment is a black mark against the DC Police Department, which has otherwise been lauded for rescuing its understaffed and unprepared Capitol Police Force during the siege. Mhm. It's amazing when there are protests out in the streets. They sure know how to round up and arrest people then, but when these folks went up to the Capitol, they act like they didn't know how to do their job. They all of a sudden had amnesia about that. So, DC officers, many in the riot gear, and many of them were injured and became the face of the fight to defend the Capitol, which they absolutely didn't do that day. Okay. And lawmakers from the mob. There were among those honored with the Congressional Gold Medal. So they're talking about the chief of police um, on the day of the insurrection saved democracy. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Quite a few of them got their behinds kicked by the crowd. On Friday, DC police said in a statement that city officials understand this matter sparks a range of emotions and believe the allegations of this member's actions are not consistent with the value of our commitment to the community. No, it is consistent. It is consistent with policing in general in America. It is. His actions are very consistent and historic too. So, when you say that, it just kind of falls upon deaf ears. Y'all make this statement. I don't know who wrote this statement that y'all keep repeating when it comes down to business, the police, the law. It's almost like y'all came up with this statement. You think it's a perfect statement, but it's not a perfect statement. In fact, it's filled with flaws. Your history is violence and murder and killing, and this is what happens on a regular basis. So when you say in a statement, it's not consistent with your values, well, that's untrue. It is consistent with your values. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.